Hello YouTube and my fellow Shinobis. My name is Lord God 1, and in this video, if you don't already know it yet, Shisui has arrived, but not completely. I'm gonna go over that in a second, so without further delay, let's get into the video. So, here we are at the announcement board, and we have update patch version 2.21 announcement, so let's get into it. So, let's see. Update patch version 2.21 details. Okay. DLC Special Master Ninjutsu Training Part 21 Shisui Uchiha has arrived. The Special Master Ninjutsu Training Part 21 DLC will be available as of November 24th, 2020. So, right now, it's November 20th, which is a Friday. The 24th is going to follow on a Tuesday. So we'll have to wait another 4 days to get his jutsus and his VR Master rewards and whatever else. So yeah. But we can still play as him as long as we unlock him. So anyways, Ninja Master Shisui Uchiha is on the scene in the Special Master Ninjutsu Training Part 21 DLC. Obtain original ninjutsu and items for your avatar from him. He's even available as a free playable character. Well, damn. Anyways, yeah, interested? Nah. We're just gonna move on from that part. Additional, because we already know this. Alright, now to the real things. Rebalanced ninja tools. The Perilous is... I don't even know how to say that right now. But anyways, you guys know. The steel... Increased damage dealt to enemies, reduced restriction damage dealt to enemies. Now, moving on, Seal and Tag Trickery. Added an effect that resets the substitution stock of enemies. Alright, rebalanced avatars and ninja masters. Attack type. Now, this is gonna be crazy. There's gonna be a lot of people using attack types now. But anyways, added an effect that prevents substitution to a strong attack. That means when you use your strong attack on an attack type, you don't have to worry about your opponent subbing out, which that's freaking awesome. I mean, it's gonna be OP, let me tell you. Well, anyways, rebalance ninjutsu / secret technique ninjutsu. Alright, attack type. Teleportation jutsu. Add an effect that increases ninjutsu damage. Adjusted the movement speed boost. The movement speed boost now increases both movement speed and jumping ability. Now this is crazy, because not only are you gonna have the normal, not only are you gonna have the ability of the teleportation jutsu being able to go forward like that, teleport forward, you're also gonna get a damage buff for ninjutsu, and it also increases your jumping ability. This is gonna be crazy. But anyways, Octopus Hug. Increased damage dealt to enemies, reduced restriction damage dealt to enemies. Alright, 8 inner gates, Gate of Limits. Add an effect that increases attack, tracking speed. Add an effect that increases evasion range. Alright, Kurama Link Mode. Add an effect that increases attack, tracking speed. Range type. Water style, Water Dragon. Add an effect that reduces enemy movement speed. Man. You're gonna see a lot of that, or you're gonna see a lot of range types using Water Dragon now. Alright, Kumai Lightning Blade. Decrease the amount that's reduced from the enemy's defense. Increased enemy downtime. Alright. Alright, Ice Style Icicle Swallow. Increased damage dealt to enemies, reduced restriction damage dealt to enemies, added effect that increases ninjutsu cooldown time of enemies. Removed effect that reduced the distance of the enemy's ranged attacks. Alright. Lightning Style Lightning Net. Increased damage dealt to enemies, reduced restriction damage dealt to enemies. Shikigami Dance Shield. Increased damage dealt to enemies, reduced restriction damage dealt to enemies. Defense type. Water Prison Jutsu. Increased slip damage dealt to enemies, reduce restriction damage dealt to enemies. Wood style Silent Strangle Jutsu. Increase damage dealt to enemies, reduce restriction damage dealt to enemies. Gentle Fist Technique, Body Blow. Increased damage dealt to enemies, increased enemy downtime, added effect that increases defense while the ninjutsu is active, adjusted so that the ninjutsu will not be cancelled by certain enemy ninja tools. Alright. Heal type. Paralysis. That's the word for it. Yeah. Paralysis jutsu. Reduce restriction damage dealt to enemies. Alright. Now, Shadow Stitching Jutsu. Increase damage dealt to enemies, reduce restriction damage dealt to enemies, increase the amount that's reduced from the enemy's defense. Okay. Mind Transfer Clone Jutsu. Added effect that reduces the enemy's secret technique gauge. Increase amount of secret technique gauge needed to activate secret technique ninjutsu. Okay. Alright, Substitution Jutsu. Lightning Style Shadow Clone. Increase damage dealt to enemies by clones jutsu. Reduce restriction damage dealt to enemies by clones jutsu. Alright, Sand Clone. Increased damage dealt to enemies by clones. Jutsu. Reduce restriction damage dealt to enemies by clones jutsu. Alright, now Crystal Ice Mirror Clone. Increase damage dealt to enemies by clones jutsu. Reduce restriction damage dealt to enemies by clones jutsu. Added effect that increases the cooldown time of enemies hit by clones jutsu. Removed effect that reduces the distance of range attacks for enemies hit by clones jutsus. So, yeah. If you didn't get all that, I feel like they really answered a lot of people's complaints about the one-shot builds. Because before, people used to be able to just use like restricting jutsu, like Octopus Hug or Lightning Shuriken Net or whatever else, and then use another move to hit them, and that move would do like 2 times damage or 3 times damage depending on what it was to the enemy, and in most cases it used to one-shot a lot of people. Like, trust me, I've been on the end of many of those before. So yeah, I'm actually kind of glad that they're doing this. They're actually increasing the damage of the jutsu when it hits them, but they also reduce the damage of people being restricted by the jutsu. So yeah. Okay, now I'm gonna move on to the Esoteric Scroll lineup, because apparently yesterday, November 19th, 2020, they changed up the shop a little bit. Okay, here we are at the shop, and as you can see, the only thing we have the Itachi outfit still, but they took out some of the other stuff that was in there. I think they took out the Anbu Itachi blade and the bomb kunai and the poisonous smoke bomb, and then they added the freaking the elemental scientific ninja tools, which is wind release bullet, fire release bullet, lightning release bullet, earth release bullet, and water release bullet. But yeah, that's pretty much what they did with it. Actually, hold on, let me see if they they actually took them out. Okay. Alright. Now, I was planning on using Shisui, but I haven't unlocked him yet, and I was so totally unprepared for him to come out right now. Like, I legitly thought he's gonna come out next week, like on November 26th or something like that, on Thanksgiving or whatever. But yeah, once I get the chance to, I will unlock him and I will play as him and check out his jutsus and stuff. But yeah, as of right now I can't, so yeah. Oh, and that reminds me, this morning I released a video on Shisui's jutsus and his VR Master rewards. So go check out the description for the link on that video, and especially for those VR rewards. Well, anyways, with the end of the video drawing near, thank you for watching, and please like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you can be notified for when I drop my next video of Shinobi Striker. Or don't do anything I just said and be a rebel and tell me to go frack myself. The Lord of God 1, logging out.